Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we're back with another pick a card reading. This is a timeless, love-based reading. So we have a lot of questions that I want to quickly answer for each pile. Those of you that have been waiting for this specific reading, yay, we made it here because I kept pushing this one back and I've been holding it for a while. Like I've been holding it much longer than everyone seeing the video realized, and I don't know why. I kept switching the title, but regardless, it was always going to be a first impression reading, which it is, right? We're going to see whoever from a romantic sense with you, what their first impression is, was, will be, okay? And I'm leading with that because it could be any of you. Like if you're asking about a current partner or someone you're connecting with, could be like their first impression when they first met you historically. It could be those of you that are like, I don't care about any of that. What's coming next, right? You'll get the first impression that helps you see what is next in love, right? So the first impression for the person that's next in love with you, your next serious relationship, that's what we're gonna see. Heavy emphasis on first impression because as I was restructuring the thumbnail, not the thumbnail, the title, like I double pasted the first impression part. So it will be emphasis on the first impression. So first impression, what's next in love, your next serious relationship, okay? So we're choosing from muffins, okay? We're choosing muffins, so have that in mind. For those of you that are visually impaired, or if you simply like to listen to me describe each pile so you can choose that way, this is that time. Pile number 1 is the banana nut muffin. Pile number 2 is the chocolate chip muffin. Pile number 3 is the blueberry muffin. And pile number 4 is the chocolate muffin. I will give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile number 1, my banana nut muffin. Let's see your person's first impression of you, what's next in love, your next serious relationship, things like that, okay? So for those of you that are new here, I read past, present, as well as incoming energy, and I do read from a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. You can have multiple piles, all of the things across timelines, okay? So let me get into this first impression with this person. What is this person's first impression of my pile number 1? So some of you, this is going to be someone that's very into comedy, or they're going to see you as being very much in comedy because it's a banana nut muffin. And I heard the words like they're a little bit nutty, which is hilarious. And then I got like the random, like from back in the day, like the Nutty Professor movie. I haven't seen it in like literally years, like years. So I don't know. It could be someone you haven't seen in years, but it also could be someone where it's like really into comedy, always jokes, always funny, or maybe the scenario surrounding the first impression is really comical. Like, you know what I mean? Like the situation could be comical, or it may be one of those stories that like you tell back, right? Because next serious relationship, like when you tell the story, it's hilarious. That's what I get, okay? Heavy channel. So let me see. I like it. It's funny. So tell me, my pile number 1, their next person, crush, whoever, partner, or current partner's first impression. Generosity. We've got honeysuckle and then the white admiral. So yeah, I mean, something about generosity, right? So this person may see you as being very, very generous, or this could be someone that's very generous to you. That's going to be a huge theme surrounding the person's next impression. Ooh, next impression. I did not mean to say that. First impression of you, what's next in love, right? I'm feeling an incoming energy for this pile, but that does not mean that you can't be asking about your current partner or a historical connection, right? Something about generosity. So it could be like someone helping. I referenced like comedy and things being really funny. It could be chaos and someone's really generous in the midst of that, or like someone's really helpful. Like, you know how a very like, it feels like something possibly clumsy. Okay, so let me just keep trucking along. Let me keep trucking along. Like if someone's really clumsy, that's a good scenario, right? Wisdom, purple iris, common map. Like someone got lost. Like I feel like someone's getting lost. Someone's helping guide someone with the wisdom and generosity. Someone's really helpful in this instance. Definitely what I was channeling. And it could be something like, oh, I felt so silly, and then this person was so helpful, and that's how we met. That's the vibe. Okay, that's the vibe here with generosity and wisdom. So someone is feeling very grateful for someone being very generous, very wise, and very helpful in this instance. Okay, it could be you, could be the person. Remember, it's a polarity. I'm filming this a lot. I feel like I'm at a different angle. That's interesting. Some of you, this person's gonna or has shown you a different angle or something like that. Okay, let me see. Tell me more about my pile number one's first impression of this person that is next in love, current, or possible. Okay, this is a dominant incoming pile. I think that's funny. Yeah, I mentioned clumsy and juggling things. Two of Pentacles talks about handling a lot, right? It feels like juggling circumstances, situations, or just having a lot going on. I often associate it with a person that's in a really busy energy, like you've got a lot of projects or a lot of things, like just moving around, lots of moving pieces, right? And that's the Two of Pentacles could be someone struggling to juggle all of those things, or someone handling it really, really well. So I can see it as two people kind of in an environment where maybe one's trying to juggle things and someone's trying to like help them stabilize. Like I could see instances surrounding that. That's what I can see here. Okay. So let me see. Tell me more about this chocolate. Oh, some of you are going to pile two. Some of you are going to pile two, because I don't know why I'm saying chocolate. Like I turned my head and I looked at the chocolate chip muffin. And honestly, some of you may have picked the theme muffins truly just because you like muffins. Some of you may actually like chocolate chip muffins, or this person may like chocolate chip muffins instead of like the banana nut. Like some of you may have different tastes. Like some of you may got it. Like it could be a difference in personality. Some of you like things that are like more healthy, fruit based, like the banana nut, right? And then like the other person is like they're like traditional sweets that may not be good for them. So I could feel like there's a dynamic of one of you is like really health conscious and is like no, we're gonna eat the banana nut muffins because they're a lot more nutritious, and the other one's like screw that, I want the chocolate chip muffin, it's like a cupcake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the vibe I'm getting. I like it. So we've got the High Priestess. Yeah, so it's funny because some of you are going to pile two or something. Like I don't like to send you to multiple piles, but it is what it is, right? We're not going to dwell on it because Two of Pentacles and High Priestess is number two. Twos could truly just be relevant in some way, like birthdays, life path numbers, on all of the things. But High Priestess can see the unseen. Right? When we talk about generosity and wisdom, someone being able to give directions, instructions, or seeing things much more clearly, or being able to give guidance where someone else is just not really knowing what's going on, or not seeing clearly, or struggling to juggle things. That's what we've got, because the High Priestess sees everything. The High Priestess can see a lot that's going on, right? High Priestess also represents in this instance not seeing it coming, right? It's like, oh, I didn't see it coming. It was chaos, and then in the background of the chaos, some of you, this is a person that may have been around for some time, or you could have met, right, for some time, but like there were a lot of moving pieces throughout your life or theirs, right, where you could have crossed paths, right, and you never met, and you're like, yeah, that's crazy, we finally met at this moment, but we've known the same people for years and blah 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 blah. Like that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting here. So I like it. High Priestess is ruled by the sign of Pisces. Okay, it's ruled by 12th house themes, right? So 12th house themes, that talks about the unseen, talks about the occult, like psychic readings and things like this that I'm doing. But when we talk about like mundane 3D things, it talks about like mental health. It talks about like the mind and spirituality. So environments, situations surrounding those things, right? Like career paths, like would be like psychiatrist, a therapist. I heard the word wellness, and then we've got things associated with like the occult and the unseen and the other side, like people that do things. I know it's more of a Scorpio thing, but for whatever reason I'm seeing like career paths associated with like death and crossing over. Like I don't want to make it like that, but I'm getting that vibe or whatever. Or it could be those settings, I hate to say it like that, where it's like dark humor. I hate to say it like that, but I got that. Yeah, overwhelming energy, right? Someone being overwhelmed, because this is a card that could be overwhelmed. 10 of Wands is also overwhelmed. So you may have found love like in like a dark space, right? Like something challenging or difficult or like overwhelming, things like that. Someone kind of helping be that high priestess could be masculine in nature, right? That's just the representation of that energy. Like, so don't overreact to gender like I've had some of you do. Like, that could be someone that's just like a guiding light, that has wisdom, that has guidance, that knows what's going on, where you're juggling things or they're juggling things or you're overwhelmed, right? Because it could be you or them, because it's a polarity. Just remember that. But it's an overwhelmed environment, an overwhelmed situation, someone that may be overreacting, because the Two of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands could be someone overreacting. And we have a high priestess here that's like ground your energy, right? Or helps to ground. Like, this is what you need to do to ground. And I've got a God of Pentacles here, which is a grounding force, okay? God of Pentacles is very stable, very even killed, right? Very grounded, right? So when we have the two individuals on the table, some of you, we have a flowy energy that could be feminine, doesn't have to be. And then we have a very stable, grounded energy here, which could be masculine. But again, don't overreact, right? It just means that there's someone here that's a little more grounded, a little more stable, has a little more knowledge and wisdom than the other one that kind of has a lot of potential but needs to kind of like stabilize. And I say that in a broad sense, but it doesn't have to be this worldly thing that I'm describing. It could truly just be like, hey, you're lost. Listen, make a right here. I promise you, you'll find the bathroom. Right? So let me keep pulling these cards. That's the vibe of the first impression. And the person, and for those of you that are looking to see what's next in love, this is kind of the setting of you meeting the person or have met the person and things like that, okay? All right. Look at you, my banana nut muffin. Tell me more about my banana nut muffin. Some of you may have Pisces placements for real. We've got balance, spirituality, and practicality since it's here. I don't normally like do this, but like, so when we talk about like overreacting to like masculine and feminine energy, I did kind of get like a water-based feminine and like an earth-based masculine could be, right? Like, so like, because high priestess is Pisces, right? Like, so it's like Pisces, flowy, mermaid, like spiritual, flowy energy. And then you've got this God of Pentacles, which is very firm earthbound energy. So it could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But obviously the opposite sign of Pisces here, where this full moon happens, is Virgo. It happens during Virgo season. Okay, so Virgo season could be relevant, which is the end of summer as we approach fall. And then it talks about someone having an immense attention to detail that you would need to juggle all these moving parts and not be overwhelmed. Okay, look at you. Look at you. Emotions are running high. Yeah, it feels like a really intense situation. It feels like chaos. What's that? Yeah, something about needing to release. It just feels like a really intense and chaotic environment for my pile ones when you meet this person. I don't want to scare you if it's like incoming, because it genuinely feels like a situation that you two will be laughing about. That's why I channeled that energy. Like, it's like, yeah, it was crazy, but it was hilarious when we look back on it. So like, I don't want you to freak out about like, oh my gosh, this is incoming energy and it's gonna be overwhelming. Don't worry about it, okay? Because everything is not like always gonna be this slow pace, like, right, romance things. It feels more like romantic comedy in a chaotic way. I think it's funny, but I'm also the reader and don't have to experience it. But that's what I'm getting. Emotions running high, balance, spirituality, and practicality needing to ground. It feels like a couple where one is a little bit spiritual, one is very grounded and earth-based. I got it. Doesn't have to be like the distinct masculine feminine principles, like I said, because we all have both principles within us and the way that we interact with ourselves and other people. But there is one that's really like a little bit flowy, a little bit like spiritually, and maybe needs the ground. Then there's the one that's really grounded, and it's probably like, I don't care about your health food and I don't care about like I don't care about your meditation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like a little bit of an opposites attract vibe, you know? Almost in the sense of like, there's one that's like offering the wisdom, and like honestly it feels like a mutual exchange. Like one, like the really grounded version of the personality here is like, oh, look at you. You can't use your like flowy energy to like find your way kind of an energy, like. And then the like the really flowy side is like, oh, I thought you were so practical and had a solution to everything. Guess you don't, right? Like that's the dynamic I'm getting here. I think it's cute. So let me keep pulling cards. Tell me more about the first impression. And this could all be the first impression. I am stemming over to what's next in love in the next serious relationship, just so you can kind of see the dynamic with the person. So you can tell me if I'm accurate, where we're talking about a current partner or historical partner for you. This helps you see a picture of how. So let me see. My pile number one, my banana nut muffin. Tell me the first impression. We do have communication. We'll take it. I'm not going to fight back. We want to get it out of the way. We have the owl of wisdom, more wisdom here. But it talks about early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind communication. So I did see like schools, like early schools. So it could be something related to schools. House 3 talks about like localized energy, like more community based, like from a smaller perspective. So like short travel, so like where you're walking, driving, maybe catching a bus, like that's that type of energy, like day-to-day here. Rules the sign of Gemini. And then we've got house 10, which is actually Capricorn energy. Look at you. We've got structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. So this could be a work environment. I did start like rattling out career paths. I did. So house 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Children could be a theme because we've got early childhood and this, so it could be environments with children, working with children, things like that. But it talks about communication and fun and like entertainment and things like that, right? Like all of your joy and your pleasure and like smaller localized settings, possibly like work related and things like that. All right, look at you. So I'm just keep trucking along. I don't feel like I need to dwell here. I'm gonna keep pulling. I have 3 love decks, and then I'm gonna get you some advice regarding the specific person you're asking about. Okay, so this is let me keep seeing, because I didn't get too much there and I don't want to sit in this energy to like dwell on it, right? Because it doesn't need to be that long. That's the first impression. This person really does like, or will, whatever, you know, will really like the way you talk, the way you communicate. Like they'll be very interested. Some of this person, or you, right, could be both, is really entertained by the way you speak. Like something about the way you communicate, the things you say, maybe it's funny, it just brings them joy. Like something about the way you communicate or the way that they're communicating, it brings the other a lot of joy. And it feels like playful banter, right? With the house 3 and house 5, it feels like playful banter. Okay. Okay, tell me more about this first impression. What's next in love? We got worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Okay. I even heard the joke, like, I've been waiting all my life for you. Who would have thought? Like, that's the funny joke. I don't know why that's a thing, okay? But we've got, we do have religious factors. So some of you could be a little bit religious setting. It does say your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Look at you. High priestess could be like a religious leader. So some of you it could be a meeting in religious environments, or something distinct when we talk about religious differences being the funny part or whatever, because obviously this is the first impression of what's actually next in love with you. So some of you may end up with someone that's a little bit different from you, possibly religiously, or just spiritual path, things like that. Some of you, it is the opposite though, like where you're like, absolutely not. Good for you. I mean, it is what it is. Like some people want more of a like-minded thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do see religious factors being worth waiting for, and it's like, yeah, this is a match. Like, okay, who would have thought this person that's so different from me actually like is, you know, actually is on the same page with me in a religious spiritual sense, okay? Because it feels like a difference in personality, but that doesn't have to mean a difference in like spiritual path, right? Especially when we talk about like the high priestess being like more of a, you didn't see it coming, things you don't see, things you don't realize about yourself and other people. Look at you. So tell me, I split the deck and I did see accountability. So tell me more. I'm gonna get one more from this deck and I'll get the other one. Tell me about the first impression. What's next in love? The next serious relationship my banana nut muffin is going to have. I did get a strong incoming vibe at the bottom of the cleanse. I see new chapter. So it says a fresh start. It's always good for everyone. Doors are opening for this new phase within your love life. Some of you, it's a new chapter with someone. Some of you, it's like a completely new person, right? So look at you. Look at you. Tell me. I do see things regarding books and all of the things like that. Studying, which I got with new chapter, right? So give me another message for my banana nut muffin. What's their first impression regarding their next love, current love, whatever love? Tell me about my first impression for my banana nut muffins thing. There are spiritual ties, because I paused on higher self just now. So I'm struggling to get this card. So it's taken a lot. I mean, it is worth waiting for. So it may be a long time coming, whether it's a person you like cross paths with a lot and you just couldn't get it together, or like a long game with someone, or truly just, I'm getting about some of you may have been single for some time and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you were worth not being in the streets for, I guess. It's funny. All right, the bottom, I've got control issues. By trying to control the situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers. Let the divine take the lead. Well, I got that chaotic energy. I did. So it's fine. We're reaching the end. But someone here definitely has control issues. It's probably a polarity of both having control issues on one, like, because when everybody has control issues to a certain degree, it just depends on where you're focusing that energy. So I got a one that's like controlling in a very grounded, practical sense, and then I got another one that's really controlling, possibly like in a more spiritual sense. Like it doesn't have to be woo-woo, right? Like I know I read cards, it doesn't have to be woo-woo. It could be simply in a, like I'm trying to like find a way to identify like you know what, when we talk about lifestyle, so one may be like very grounded, very practical, like in controlling when it comes to like work and like finances and things like that, and the other could be more controlling in a sense of internal, right, of diet, of nutrition, of mentality, right? Like, so it's still 3D and it doesn't have to be woo woo, but it's like one is like, no, like let me be in control of like how I'm thinking, of like how I'm feeling, of like the way I'm eating, the way that I'm like doing all of the stuff, right? Making sure all of the energy is around, like keeping everything like purified and clean. And the other one is like I'm trying to ground financially, career wise, things like that, like externally, like focus externally in things outside of a household versus inside of a body, inside of a household. I hope that makes sense, because I'm having trouble clarifying that. I don't know why. We do have magnetic souls. Your sacred souls are instantly drawn towards each other. Look at you. It feels like a spiritual connection. Like it will be like, I don't say love at first sight, but it'll definitely be a spark. Like there'll be something pulling you to this person immediately, right? And I got a hilarious vibe of some of you. This is a person you may like keep running into or encountering, right, at random, until like you're like, let me just talk to this person, because why are they everywhere I go? And it's genuinely like coincidental, or like you cross paths like every like couple of years or something like that in the most random circumstances. That's what I'm getting, right? With like a spiritual pull, okay? In a sense. So like I said, that's not going to resonate for everyone, but I just wanted to make mention. I'll pull for this last card and get your advice. All right. Hold on. I'm going to take lasting love. We're going to see what this is, but we're not keeping it ecstasy. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of themes there, but this is obviously going to be something that feels like a spiritual bond, spiritual tie. Definitely the first impression of who you're looking for, like whoever you're specifically asking for. This is either someone you have married, were married to, likely will marry. Okay, that's what I've got here. That's what I've got here. Okay, so at the bottom I have Book of Love. We did have new chapters, so books, studying, it could be religious texts for some of you specifically, but just those seem to be themes. Okay, those seem to be themes. I'll put this here. It's fine. We're closing it. Like a story, lasting love, like a long story, like could write a novel about it, could make a movie about it. I reference like the romantic comedy element with this energy. So what's my advice for my banana nut muffin regarding the first impression with the person? Right. What's the advice for my pile number one regarding this person, whether they know him or not, right? Because when we talk about income, it's like, I have no idea who this is, obviously, because here we go. We have success is back, okay? So your advice is to chase success, okay? Seek success. Prioritize financial security, right? We have a maturing energy of financial security. This is going to be regarding religious factors, magnetic souls, and love. Let me see, elixir of life. So yeah, prioritize your health, your wellness, the things that fuel you, the things that give you life, the things that make you excited, the things that make you passionate, the things that will lead to you being successful and being grounded in security. That's what we've got here. So your advice, right? Elixir of life will help further ground your financial security, right? Prioritizing yourself here will lead to that, and you'll see a lot of success as well, okay? And that's going to lead you here where we're talking about incoming. That's going to support you here where it's current, and where we're talking about historical, just this is just how you got there or what you need to continue to do, okay? So that is all I have for you today, pile number one. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, my pile number two, chocolate chip muffin. Let's see their first impression of you. What's next in love? Next serious relationship, okay? So for those of you that are new, I read past, present, as well as incoming energy, and I do read a polarity, which means there is a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. Now, this is an interesting pile because and I don't want to dwell because I don't want this to be too long. This is my pile of memories. Like my thumbnail says making memories muffin, and like you seem to be the pile that's like, yeah, I like memories and all of the things, right? With the forget me not. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it came through prominently. You do have at the bottom of your reset the 10 of cups. So this seems to be a person where memories are a theme. So some of you may be like photographers, because like I have like the Polaroid in the camera and everything. Like some of you, that's what called you, is like, oh, I like the old pictures, I like the Polaroids. That's the thing. Like some of you have a very old school vibe, or this person does, and it doesn't have to be due to actual age range. It could just be like so we have like some old souls. Oh, okay, I got like a little musical thing going, like I channeled a song. What is her name? It's called Old Souls, Young Bodies. I haven't heard that song in years. So y'all are bringing out things from years back. I love it for you, and maybe it's the thumbnail. I like it. It's funny to me. So I'm just gonna pull because I don't wanna do the thing where we drag. Okay. Where we drag. So tell me about this chocolate chip muffin. What's the first impression? So if you're confused, I just want to make sure you know, like, this can be like someone you used to be with, right? You could be asking about somebody historically. You could be asking about your current partner. You could be trying to see what's next in love, which is why I put that there. Like, what's going to be the first impression you have, okay? It just depends on who you're asking about. And you also can have multiple piles, okay? Because we're leading with what's next in love or your next serious relationship. But I mean, if that's not what you came here intending, then whoever you tapped in with should pop up, okay? If that was a conscious thing, okay? So tell me, chocolate chip muffin, how to. There we go. Slipped right into your hand. Like, so someone, they might like step in front of you, or you might step right in front of them. Like something about just like slipping right in front of it, right? So we've got this elegance, right? So we've got the Archduke and Lily. It feels very like a little bit regal, right? It feels like a little bit high society, right? It's given a little bit like like Bridgerton a little bit. That's funny to me. But I mean, that's the energy that's coming through, like a really elegant vibe. We do have the lily. That could be someone's name. That could be a relevant flower. It's standing out very prominently to me. So here we go. Let me put this down. But I did reference something slipping in front of you or them, and it could just be like, oh wow, who's that kind of an energy, right? We've got the truth here. Bittersweet nightshade, morning cloak. So there could be like a bittersweet esque thing to this. I heard some really scandalous energy that I'm not gonna drag, but I'll let you know. It's like, ooh, I can't, like, this person looks really good, but they're not available, or like I'm not available. I don't want to, like, because it's gonna make the reading longer. I don't judge, and as a reader, I promise you, I don't care. But when I tap into like all of the nuances of the things, someone really likes purple. It just makes it longer. So elegance with a little bit of bittersweet edge to it. So maybe the timing is off in some sense, but we do have like just being really radiant, and just knowing that in truth, right? So tell me a chocolate chip muffin. Okay. What's next in love? Oh, I'm leading what's next in love. Look at you incoming. Their first impression. What's next in love? Their next serious relationship. I don't know. I got like a weird giggle going on right now where something's funny. And I'm not really sure why. Like there's like a little bit of a giggle here. So tell me more about this first impression from my pile number 2. Okay, we got an incoming God of Pentacles, someone very stable, very grounded. I got a good shuffle, and I was shuffling for a while just now, so I don't know why that came out. It came from pile 1. We got an Emperor here. I mean, you know, a little bit of a regal vibe with that Archduke and this Emperor. Like it feels like someone, I'm trying to like mind my words because I like to use my most mundane like examples, right? Because like obviously this is like royalty, right? But it also like I don't want to be like all dramatic about it and you're like, oh, you're telling me I got somebody coming in like that. No, I'm not, because there's a lot of you here, right? But this energy is someone that feels very powerful, very prominent where they are, what they're doing, right? So like if you're like, let's say we're talking about kids. I'll use kids as an example because I think it's cute, right? So like we got like school and like we got like the top student or like the top performer at whatever club kind of a thing. That's what we've got, that vibe. So when we talk about like studies or hey, we talk about fitness all the time, we got the one at the gym that's like really crushing the class, things like that. That's kind of the energy, right? Obviously is leading with masculine energy, but it doesn't have to be. This does feel like someone in a setting or someone that is very, very active, as this is ruled by the signs of Aries. So very physically active person. So that could be you, that could be the person. I got my divine counterparts. Look at you when I split the deck. I love the chocolate chip muffin, but it's dragging me out a little bit. You're slowing me down, and earth signs do that. Okay, y'all are dragging me down, you're slowing me down a little bit, so stop. You and this person, right? Because we got the God of Pentacles, Goddess of Pentacles, we got counterparts. So love it. It's going to be a great situation. It's gonna be a great situation. So let me get back on track. That could be a theme. Like some of you are gonna be like, oh, I'm trying to get back on track when it comes to like health, wellness, things like that, fitness, because I reference those things. And earth signs talk about being grounded, right? They rule all of the things we need to be grounded, right? Because like Virgo is like more of like your health and your wellness and your routine and being organized. Taurus is more like your money, your like assets and being like grounded there. Capricorn is more like your lessons and learning and just being stable from a maturity sense, as well as like your career and like your reputation. So like that's what I mean by that energy, okay? We've got the Lovers. Look at you. I've mentioned my divine counterpart. So this is what's coming in for you if it's not already, you know, who you're trying to see your first impression with. If you came with a very specific person in mind, I mean, I don't want to lie and say that this is the energy with them because I don't know, because I'm not trying to make this long enough to like see. But I do have, it's at least incoming, okay? With the Ace of Wands. So you just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. Because as a reader, I don't want you to rely on me that much. I want you to be able to use your own discernment and take the messages and interpret them yourselves. That's why I let you see the table. Like, what do you see, right? What resonates for you as I'm reading? Like, I'm not in control of this, right? Telling me, doesn't mean that my messages aren't accurate. It just means like, I'm not like controlling your energy, right? So tell me more about the first impression, next in love, next relationship, for my chocolate chip muffin. But it feels like a great energy. It feels like someone that's very loving, feels like a very loving energy out the gate, if I'm being honest. Regardless of whatever that bittersweet part is, it feels intentional, I heard the words, and genuine, okay? So let me see what's going on. My chocolate chip muffin. Here we go. We have a disengaged energy with the Four of Cups. So honestly, some of you, where we talk about that, we have a disengaged energy where it doesn't make sense, like where it's not right. So like I got a strong vibe of some of you. This is someone that either like if you're unavailable, they're unavailable. Like there's a disengaged vibe until it's a thing, if that makes sense. Like there seems to be a little bit of an honorable energy. Now, obviously, the shadow side is the not honorable thing, but I don't feel like it. I'm not doing it. So find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. But we do have a Four of Cups of someone kind of rejecting someone or disengaging from someone, right? So some of you, it could be a breakup that leads to the union, right? I don't know why I need 4 cards, but we'll take it. Yeah, well... Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'll let you see. 5 of Swords is kind of a backstabbing, sabotaging energy, right? It's self-sabotage and all the things like that. So this could be someone that felt like they did that with you, or that they did that in another connection, right? And I don't know how that ties in to the first impression, beyond the scandalous in nature setting, right? The scandalous in nature is kind of like, you know exactly what that energy could be. So let me... because I don't feel like making this that long. We got the juggling. Well, I'll take this. Balancing of a situation. 2 of Pentacles. So 2 of Pentacles talks about, I mentioned grounding, which the lighter side of the 4 of Cups is grounding. It's being particular. It's not taking every cup that's offered to you. Okay, I got my lighter side. Those of you with the other side, like, you know, find yourself in a lesson in a journey. There is someone here that's very particular, this lily, this elegant energy, right? Very particular, very disengaged, possibly busy, right? And we have someone very active in wanting this person's attention, okay? We do. So let me keep pulling these cards. We have someone here that seems uninterested, right? Like this seems to be a person that will, the first impression will be like, man, how to, like that chocolate chip muffin would not be interested in me. They are not interested in me. Or even if it was them, like, well, I would not be interested in that chocolate chip muffin. Like that's kind of what I got. I don't know which side, it's a polarity. So let me get what's going on here. Tell me more. It feels like someone that like either, like I don't like to say it like that because this is not all of you, but some of you here, this is a person that grows on you over time, or you grow on them over time, if that makes sense. It's kind of like you're not interested, you're not worried about it, and then one day it's like, you know what, I might be actually like interested in this person, or like you had a perception of them, and then it's like, you know what, I'm seeing them a bit differently now. I don't know what's going on. We've got prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus, as well as hold your vision. So fixed perspectives are key here. Fixed perspectives are key here, okay? Fixed moon, the new moon in Taurus is very much so a fixed moon. So this could be a relevant time period, like a new moon in Taurus, just Taurus season overall, or just any point where there would be a fixed moon. But specifically here, something key. This could be the meeting, or this could be something monumental in whatever connection is incoming or current, right? So it feels like someone that's possibly persistent over time, though, with your, oh, I didn't know this was here. So seeing things before they happen is a theme. You're very close to achieving your goal. This is someone that's very active, okay? So when we talk about and find yourself, I'm going to lead with them being active. This is someone that's going to be very active in getting your attention, because there seems to be a theme of someone on the table is disengaged, possibly disinterested, whether they're genuinely disinterested or just busy. And we have someone that's like, no eye on the prize. We're going to get there. Okay. So very persistent. Okay. Tell me more about my pile number 2. What's the first impression? What's next in love? The next serious relationship with my pile number 2. The first impression. We've got a square, challenging situation, a mountain to climb. Well, I mean, we got bittersweet, we've got challenging, right? Now, it doesn't have to be, like I mentioned, the shadow of being like possibly scandalous in nature that I just don't have the time to develop. It could truly be like, I reference like activity, very active environments. So it could be like very competitive environments, like when we talk about like fitness and like health and wellness and like goals. Like it could be like a challenging environment in that sense, right? In the best way. Because I have this maturing energy of Libra, which Libra rules diplomacy, right? It's the opposite side of Aries. So we have a side that talks about diplomacy, which says consideration, fairness, and harmony. So this seems to be a setting where someone's trying to make sure they're being fair, okay? And it's very difficult to do so, which is why, you know, when we talk about that scandalous in nature side, it feels like someone that's trying to not be that way, if that makes sense. Like it feels like a genuine trying to not be in an energy where they're not being diplomatic, where they're not being respectful, not being sensible, right? Where they're not creating an atmosphere of war, because the Emperor rules conquering and war, okay? And finding the balance of pursuit there in a way where it's a little bit diplomatic. And I know my word usage is interesting. It's for a reason. I'm being big for a reason, because it's going to mean something different for all of you when we have pay attention to the red flags, okay? Your bottom of your reset was flirting. So this is someone that may like you may have found it to be a red flag, or they may have found it to be a red flag, like flirting, right? In that setting. Or someone created a red flag by flirting with someone that they probably should not have, if that makes sense. We do have weddings, so marriage could be a thing. Okay, tell me more. Give me my lightest side. I feel like there's a certain side. Yeah, we got a retreating and paying attention to the red flags here. So it feels like someone that may have retreated from you, or someone you're retreating from. Like incoming possibly, or did. I'll be asking me about all kinds of people, and I'm like, I want these readings to be fun and lighthearted, but I can't do that when you send me this energy. So let me see. Let me go back to the lighter side. What's the first impression? What's next in love? You know what I heard? Ooh. Hey, we're going to roll with it really quick because I don't want this to be longer, and I have 2 more decks. We've got release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, and we have an energy of deception. So where this is a thing, I'm clearing it, because what I was going to say, what's next in love? the next time they meet or interact or whatever. And this could be the person you're asking about, like releasing your ex. When we have the deception and juggling, like the first impression is to like let it, like the next impression, right? Like, I don't know, I'm trying to describe it like the first time you see somebody in a really long time. We talk about this energy, like letting it go here. And we could be coming, like what's incoming beyond this person. Because is this the pile where I said that? I think this is the pile where I mentioned like what could be next after you ask about somebody specific. Like if you ask about somebody that it was scandalous in nature with, like especially the first impression was very scandalous in nature, and you knew that coming in here, and you put that on my table, like I'm gonna leave with what's next after that, because you do have the disengaged energy after someone was juggling, right? You have someone that's like, oh, I like you, it's good, it's nice, and then the complete detachment. Like you got somebody that's like conquering, all in love, like all in love with the lovers, and then completely detached, okay? And juggling, right? So what's next is gonna be what's next after whoever y'all asking me about. Let me control the table so that I can wrap this up, because I don't want, I'm very specific and particular today about the time I want to spend on these, okay? But because I want to be able to post more for you guys. I love doing these, but I don't want to, like, when I make them longer, it makes it difficult for me to do them as often as I would like. So we're going to try to cut these down as much as possible and see how you guys like it as well. Because, like, you know, I like feedback and all the things. So give me, what's the first impression of incoming energy for my pile number 2, my chocolate chip muffin. There we go. Look at you. Someone that's very sure that they're interested in you immediately, okay? Because I remember the themes that I just had, okay? It's like I was like, oh no, I don't like this. I don't want to keep making this a thing. The next impression of like what's next in love, for those of you where it's a thing, like where you're like, oh, I'm asking about somebody that's probably not that good with, right? And I'm open to like incoming energy. Those of you, someone that's very clear and interest in you, especially where we're talking about competition and like where you're single and dating. This is someone that's going to say, hey, I know you're single, I know you're dating other people, but I just want to make you very clear that like I'm interested in you and only you. Like that's what I'm seeing for this group, okay? Look at my chocolate chip muffin. I like that. Look at you. Past life relationship, you've known each other before. It could be someone you knew before. It could be someone you knew before, even if it's in passing, right? It could be even in passing. It could be someone you rejected or had a preconceived notion about, or someone that wasn't available at some point, or you weren't available at some point. Like it doesn't have to be scandalous, the past ties, right? Some of you, you're both sides, right? Scandalous past ties, current ties, incoming lighter energy. That's how it works with these readings, and that's why they're long and why I'm trying to like slow them down, like cut them down. But past life relationship, you have known each other before. It's gonna feel immediate connection. It's gonna feel like someone you knew before, someone you're very familiar with, someone you're very comfortable with. The actual impression could be like, hey, I remember you from such and such, or hey, look who's back, or that kind of an energy, right? Like a past tie is going to be what connects the first impression. Like, so the first impression here doesn't feel like it's an actual first impression unless it's like I feel like I know you from somewhere and you don't, like where they just kind of remind you or just feel really familiar. But a lot of you hear this first impression is a first, I'm hearing the very formal word introduction, like first time meeting someone that you actually kind of know of or whatever, okay? Like a formal introduction of someone, right? Soulmate, look at you. This is your soulmate. So a very formal introduction of someone you actually are already familiar with in some way, or will be when this comes in, right? Will be when this comes in. So let me get this card here. I'll get, I have 2 decks and I'll get your advice before we close it out, okay? Tell me more about this chocolate chip muffin. A really great energy. So lighter side, where you're like, all of that baggage that slipped in, I'm glad you pushed it away because it wasn't resonating for me. Good for you. It just means that this is someone that you're crossing paths with, and the meeting will be really like easygoing. It'll be someone that like you truly connect with, like feels like a past life tie, even if you don't believe in that. Just feels very familiar and very natural. And you'll realize there's times where you may have been able to be together. I don't know. It just feels like someone that is coming in, like, I hate to sound all spiritual woo-woo, but it feels like someone that's coming in where they're coming in at the exact right moment, at the exact right time, right? Because like when you start connecting and you talk about your histories, you'll be like, oh yeah, in this year I was dating someone else, or so was I, or I was single here, you weren't. Like, even if you didn't know each other, even if you weren't interested in each other, it just, you were otherwise preoccupied, if that makes sense. And this is the one moment where you're both available to one another. And I did see that when I was resetting my last deck. I saw a yes, and I saw some things that felt like that energy when I was shuffling. So let me get this. Let me close it out. This could be the one. Look at you. This is a great energy. Like, you're going to be like, oh, this is my soulmate. Like, once you meet and connect with this person formally, whoever it is, I don't know who it's going to be, like, incoming, because you may not know them now, or they may not be at the forefront of your mind now, but it'll be like, man, like, this is the one. This is a soulmate. It makes sense. Everything makes sense, right? Feels like a meeting that makes sense with truth. Laughter. Hey, I saw flirt earlier. So yeah, flirt, laughter, someone you hit it off with in a very natural, organic way, okay? The laughter shared between soulmates warms up the spirit in a way no quote could ever. So yeah, it feels like just a very natural thing, okay? Very, very natural. And we got security. What is yours will always be yours. This love is secure by the divine. And it's going to feel like meant to be, right? It's going to feel very stable, very like safe, very comfortable with this person. I feel like this is a person you will be immediately comfortable with. Even if there's not an instant like stimulating attraction, you will immediately be comfortable with them for sure, right? You'll like hit it off, it'll be laughing, it'll be fun, things like that. Okay, so yeah, because see, yes. And when I split the deck, I saw many loves just now. So it could be like one of those, having been through many cycles with many people to get to you, or you to them, or both. Because that seems to be a revelation that comes here. Like, oh yeah, I've been around the block a little bit, a time or two, right? And this makes sense. I saw shifting gears towards loyalty. So let me see. I want my last card, and I'll get your advice. A chocolate chip muffin, your first impression. There we go. Holding on. Yeah, I'm telling you, immediately knowing they're interested in you, even if it's like on a friendship level and the love comes over time. This is someone that's like, yeah, I definitely want to be close to this chocolate chip muffin, right? Genuinely, authentically, because you'll be connecting with them on a very deep soul level. Look at that. Honestly, it feels the vast majority of you, it feels like someone that connects with you on a soul level, like immediately, and just kind of realizes like, oh, this is someone I want to have a future with. Like, very sure, very certain, very, very early on in meeting you, okay? Whether that's current or incoming, okay? So let me get your advice. I split the deck and you had divine guidance. So tell me my advice for my chocolate chip muffin. And close this out. You almost had me dragging. It's still longer than I wanted, but we almost did. So you do, okay, so as an incoming Luna, which is emotions and the moon, I reference like the moon, right? We got fixed moon, new moon and Taurus. There will be a new, there will be a fixed sign moon that's relevant. So incoming energy where it's like, one, grounding your emotions, paying attention to what's going on around you, right? Paying attention to your intuition and things like that. But I have some cutting ties here. So there's some ties. Your first card with memory, right? It was at the bottom of your deck. So like cutting ties, where we talk about attachments and things like that, could be step one, right? And I don't want to like be like, oh, break up with your partner. That's not what I said at all. Especially if you're talking about your current partner and everything that came before. You're like, yep, this is how we met. This is the historical thing, right? It's saying like, clear that out, okay? The historical stuff, okay? And then where we're talking about like you came here with someone specific in mind, you know it's not really that. I mean, you know what situation you're in, and we're looking ahead in the most positive way. We have a cutting ties and incoming energy of the emotions, like the moon cycle, especially when we talk about like feminines that have a cycle, like that may help you there. Like as you cleanse and purify throughout. I've never said that before. I don't know what I'm talking about. But like, you know, like, I mean, as you cleanse and with your cycle, maybe that will help. I don't know why I'm saying that, but some of you let me know if that resonated, if that's something you were already doing or thinking of doing. That's me making sure you know you're doing the right thing, okay? So cut ties, okay? Now, that is all I have for you today, my chocolate chip muffin. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile number 3, my blueberry muffin. Let's see what this person's first impression of you was, is, will be, right? What's next in love and your next serious relationship. I'm asking all of those 3 questions just because we want to open it up in a variety of ways. So those of you that are new here, I read past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read from a polarity, which means there is a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson and the journey, okay? You can have multiple piles. I was gonna say multiple times. So this may be somebody you did have multiple tries with. I don't know. Please don't bring that here. No, I make the joke of don't bring that here, but I'm not gonna delve deeply into that just because it makes these readings long because I'm a detailed reader, I'm a detailed channel. So I don't have time. So this could be someone you have multiple times with, but the most distinct thing that I heard when I tapped into this blueberry muffin was I heard the words lime green. So something about that color, okay? I do have some sincere energy here, and I do have Nova the Universe. Is a very unique, I heard circumstance situation. So it could be a unique circumstance situation, but Nova the Universe is very specific to this deck, okay? Only specific to this deck. So I'm going to jump into this. Let me see. You could be asking about like an old person that you were with, that you're not with anymore. You could be asking about your current partner to see if I can tap into their first impression of you and your first impression of them. Some of you do that. And you could also be asking about like what's incoming, which we're leading with what's incoming. So let me see. Because it's like a what's next in love, right? So let me see. My blueberry muffin. What's their first impression of you? What's next in love? Next serious relationship. Hey, look at you. Happiness. So look at you. Bonding over here. Look at you. I like it. So I'm going to put it down. I mean, like the first impression was that of happiness. Like either you seem really happy or you took them to be a very happy person, or it could just be excitement of like seeing someone and being interested in them. That's just kind of what I've got here. Okay. I've got this aspiration. Yeah. You know what? I think I had it when my last reading. Some of you like colors are a thing. So I did hear lime green. I don't know why, but I'm getting like this huge theme of like orange, gold, right? When we talk about happiness and aspiration, okay? Even like pink for some of you, for a handful of you as well. So like colors are a thing. It's a thing, okay? Aspiration, happiness. Someone that's like, yeah, pile 3 would definitely make me happy, or I could make pile 3 happy. That's kind of the first impression. Like it feels very aspirational, especially with Nova here at the bottom. Look at you. Hey, we're gonna have to pause. I don't want to drag these, but I mean, something stops me. I have to see. These are 2 cards that only exist in this tarot deck, right? So Nova, the Supreme. This is a person that sees you as like, in the first impression, like first time they see you, they're like, oh, this is a person that like, that's everything I want in a partner, okay? Especially when we talk about like from a feminine perspective, because with this happiness, aspiration, like this is what I aspire to be with one day. Like this is the type of partner I aspire to have, right? With the Supreme and over the universe. So this is someone that immediately sees you as someone they think very, very highly of, okay? I mean, I'm struggling. I can't get the, yeah, you in this person's first impression. And it could be you. This person can't even like really think straight because it's like, ooh, especially since we have this Knight of Cups, okay? Got the Wheel of Fortune. So much is coming through. This is a really good pile. A really happy, joyful pile, actually. Tell me more about this blueberry muffin. Pile number 3. What's this person's first impression of my pile number 3? What's next in love? Yeah, I mean, absolutely everything, like sent from heaven, all of the stuff. That's the energy. I could close the reading, so I'm not gonna drag. We have the judgment, like final, certain, sure. Like this is like a partner I aspire to have. Okay, that's where we are here. This person's first impression of you. I'm not even getting a setting. I'm just getting the immediate. I'm going for it. Okay, whether this person actually does, will that quickly, because judgment doesn't have to be immediate. It's just an immediate call to action, right? Actually, Eight of Cups is a journey of moving. So this is a person, first moment, the first impression of you. I even get that you may not have even seen them or noticed, because the back is turned on both of these cards, right? This is a person that's like, okay, long game, looking ahead, eventually we'll get what we're aspiring to. So look at you. Pile number 3, my blueberry muffin. What's their first impression? What's this person's first impression for my blueberry muffin? And what's incoming in love for those where they are not asking about someone specific? Son of Swords. So, very active energy, right? Like knights are motion, right? They move, they're ruled by fire. Swords are air. So when we talk about very active in communicating, very active in like thinking and trying to figure out what to do, right? Like very active in wanting attention, right? Son of Pentacles. Look at me, I'm like call it Son of Messages. Son of Pentacles. So we have Knights. So Knights are kind of a little bit of a youthful energy, not in like a childlike page way, but in a, like, I don't like to lead with the shadow, because like the shadow is more of an underdeveloped energy, because like that's what you would use to describe this person. So like it could be someone that feels younger, right? Maybe not as grounded. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It just feels like I don't like to use age, because I truly energetically I don't believe that it's an age thing for all of you, or even most of you. But the best way to describe it is like someone that may be a little bit younger, right? Not like a lot younger, but younger enough to where like it feels developmental. And like that could be a perspective, right? Like if this is someone that older than you, they may have a little bit of a younger perspective, if that makes sense, but not in a childlike way, just more right? Like Page is more like childlike, Knights are more like, I guess, teenage, young 20s or whatever, and then like Kings, Queens would be like grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like I'm trying to describe this energy. I really am, and I'm struggling. I don't know why. So some of you, like this person, like the first impression is like really struggling to describe the energy, really struggling to describe like how they feel, right? It feels, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit overwhelmed. So let me see. Tell me more about this blueberry muffin. Hey, we got the Empress. I'm telling you, you got every card that's like divine feminine. So either this is a person that saw you as that, sees you as that, or this is like this is just a relevant thing, because I'm struggling to conceptualize things, and this is a person that may be struggling to conceptualize things in their first impression, like, oh, I don't know what to do, this is crazy, like what do I do? Do I go over and say hi? Like that's the energy, okay? Like that's what I'm getting. So I don't like it because it's making it hard to read, but all you need now is a High Priestess. That's the only card that's missing when we talk about divine feminine energy in a major arcana for this deck. Yeah, so 5 of Swords. So I don't know why that's here, but we will see. Okay, that's it. Okay, so 5 of Swords talks about sabotage, right? Like self-sabotaging tendencies. So this is the person that's like, oh my goodness, what's that? You hear it now? Like I'm telling you, this is a person that may struggle to like get their words, struggle to communicate, or this could be you, right? In your first impression with this person that's kind of having all of this energy, that's really interested in you, like overwhelmed. I had to take a little sip of like the tea. because it's like, oh no, what's going on? But like, it's a person that's overwhelmed and not knowing what to say and not knowing how to really engage you at like, and like, right, especially when I talk about the themes of like someone that may realize like maybe like, oh, pile 3 doesn't even see me, or again, it's a polarity, so it could be the opposite. And not wanting to mess things up, or not wanting you to like be aggressive with them or things like that. That's what I'm seeing. So let me just keep pulling these cards and ground the story, because that wave of not knowing what to say or do and being overwhelmed, oh my goodness. Let me see, my blueberry muffin. All right. Prosperity lies ahead. So we do have a little bit of Taurus energy here, because the Empress does rule that sign. Talks about being grounded, being very stable. It's ruled by Venus, right? When we talk about like divine feminine energy, but we do have prosperity lies ahead. And I mentioned like a bit of a journey, like someone that's like, yeah, you know, like eye on the prize kind of a vibe. So that's sweet. We have don't let pride get in your way. But the bottom is step out of your comfort zone. So this is a person in their first impression of you, really uncomfortable, but in a good way. Like not uncomfortable, like it may like it feels nervous in a good way. Like, oh my gosh, this is what I want and I don't know what to do. Kind of an energy. That's cute. It's funny. But stepping out of your comfort zone, prosperity lies ahead. It could be something this person is doing, right? Like some of you, this person may actually go for it in the first impression or attempt to, and then I don't know, it just feels like a lot of them on the table are like, I'm going to have to step out of my comfort zone eventually if I aspire, right, for this type of partner, right? Because North Node is like basically where you're meant to develop and grow in life. Like some of you, this person, because I got so many nights and I referenced underdeveloped energy, felt really inferior, feel really inferior, will feel really inferior, and are like, I have to get my life together. Like I have to get my things together. Like, because that's what this feels like, right? If this is the type of partner I want. So I don't know what energy you're walking around with, but look at you. And also, this could be like kind of the opposite, right? Like if you're considering yourself to be like if you don't consider yourself to be like this Empress vibe, then you're like I could be describing you, but regardless, I get a really strong, interesting energy. I do still have that aspirational happiness vibe. Okay, so let me keep pulling these cards. Yeah, wait, because at the bottom of your reset, I didn't realize we had Yang, which is very active, right? Could be divine masculine. And I've even got a South Node. Okay, so North Node is where you're meant to go. South Node is where you're comfortable. So here, I kind of have like, I'm getting a vibe of like a divine masculine in their comfort zone. Okay, like I'm getting that, like someone that's really in their zone, really in their comfort zone, where they're comfortable, and possibly what we consider to be like yin energy or divine feminine energy. Like I know they're not the same, right? But I'm conversational, right? We're trying to make sure everyone can understand what's going on. But we have a divine feminine that's kind of challenging that, where this person is kind of like comfortable and very in the elements. Like, oh no, I'm not as developed as I thought. Let me get on it. That's what I've got. Okay, so let me keep trucking along. There we go. A maturing energy of earth, of grounding. So my earth signs are actually Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So all the signs could be relevant, but I do have my third element of Taurus. So it could be Taurus season. I'm actually being encouraged to make sure everyone knows that Mars is actually moving into Taurus. Okay. There's a timeless reading, but I don't know why that Mars and Taurus could be very relevant transit. But Mars is actively moving into Taurus. So that could make sense with all of this for those of you real time, okay? But yeah, persistence, patience, practicality, grounding, stepping out of your comfort zone to ground. Like this is someone that's like, oh no, I'm not ready. Let me get myself together, because look at me. I have to get it together because this is what I aspire to have. This is what I aspire to be with, right? So let me see. I do still have South Node at the bottom. So North Node, South Node, challenging comfort zones. So the settings of the first impression will be settings, challenging comfort zones, regardless of where you fall. Let me just, I don't know why someone will want to create, will feel the need to create space, because I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, someone will feel the need to create space, and I'm actually slowing down even though I didn't want to, but there will be a theme of slowing down to create space in a literal sense, or could truly just be an energetic sense of, oh, I just got a glimpse of my dream partner and I don't feel like I'm in the energy of like what my dream partner would want. Because they always say, I like to repeat it in these readings. A lot of you want to see like, oh, what's coming next? What's coming next in love? Like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like, blah blah blah. Like, how I'm gonna meet somebody. That's the questions you guys ask me all the time. Well, what kind of partner do you like? What do you like? What don't you like? If you don't know that, that's step one. And finding that is kind of living your life, doing the things you like to do, experiencing what you like to experience, and being yourself authentically. Because what happens is, give me a second. What happens is you find what you're seeking naturally when you're living your best expression of self, right? So if you're not living your best expression of self, you see someone that you aspire to have, or like I say, have a life with, or want to be like, it throws you off. You're like, oh no, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. That's what I've got on the table. That's the energy here. Like I got a strong first impression of, oh, I'm not who I'm supposed to be, right? I don't know what's going on the table, but that's the wave that I got here of, ooh, I'm not as on it, right? Like I thought I was doing good. I thought I was living the best version of myself, but I see someone that's kind of embodying that, and that's not what I've been doing. So I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna knock it out. It's not gonna be long because I got 3 more decks, right? Like I got someone here, like the first impression was like, ooh, I got too comfortable, and right, I don't know what's going on. You know, if like I'm trying to, okay, so you know how I like to use the gym example. So you know, like you're training and you're working out and like you're like on your little regimen and all things, and then you kind of stagnate in your routine, right? Like you're like, okay, this is what I'm like, okay, I got my routine together, I got my nutrition together, I got my health and wellness together, I be in the gym all the time, look at me. And then like you're like in there, and then you see somebody that you're really interested in, you're like, oh my gosh, this person's so in shape. Like, and then you start talking to them and they start talking about their routine and their nutrition, and it's like next level, and you're like, I'm not as, like, I thought I was elite at this like training thing, right? Like I thought I was on it, but I'm not. That's what I'm getting here, right? And it doesn't have to be like in a material sense. It could genuinely be like academic or career. So like you meet somebody and you're like, I'm really not as like I thought I was the best doctor in my area, but like I met this other doctor that like I was also attracted to, and like, you know, let me get on it, because I'm not really doing as well as I could be, right? Things like that. Like it feels like someone that kind of like is more aspirational to you and makes you want to be a better version of yourself, or you, them, or both. That's what I was struggling to channel. But I do have a give your relationship a chance and let your friends help you. I do have readings with like friend like themes, like what they tell their friends about you types of things. So that could be readings you go to. But this could be a theme of like friends being around and them engaging friends, right? So tell me more about the first impression. What's next in love for my blueberry muffin? Incoming energy of unrequited. So this is a person that's like, yeah, no, pile 3 would definitely not engage me, or I'm not engaging the pile 3, right? That's what I'm getting, because we got the codependency. Addictions are affecting your love life. That could be a theme. But it feels like someone being like, oh, I'm not completely together, I'm going to get rejected in the first instance. Like I'm going to get, like, this is someone that's like, okay, this is a long game, like I'm going to get rejected. I don't know why that's the thing. I don't know what kind of energy you walk around with, or like what's the thing, but that's what I'm got on my table, okay? I even got is pile 3 wouldn't even be interested because they would think that I'm too needy or something like that, right? You even have self-love confirming that. At the bottom, you have family and friends. So family and friends are a huge thing in the first impression, okay? We got warm embrace. Some of you may be like a family friend, like a friend of a friend. Like warm embrace, I've not read it before, but like could be hugs involved. Like you might like have met like at some kind of like gathering. Like you walked in, like you were familiar with like mutual friends, and you're like friendly, hugging people, or they did that, and then like they saw. Or like some of you, you may not have even seen this person because like you were like off doing a thing, like greeting people. That's what I got. Because in the first impression here, it feels like a genuine, oh, I saw pile 3, right? That's what it feels like. So let me see. Tell me more on my pile. Number 3, my blueberry muffin, please. The first impression. What's next in love? Hey, look at you. I say what's next in love. I'm telling you, this is someone that's like, oh no, it's fine. Eventually it's gonna happen. I may not be in the best shape. I may not be like having my stuff together, but like I'm going to get there, and I'm certain it. Like I'm going for the blueberry muffin. That, like, I'm telling you. So like where there wasn't an immediate like going for it, or isn't an immediate going for it, will be like, you know, you meet this person. If they don't, it feels like a long game of incoming, of getting to know each other, right? It says enjoy discovering new commonalities, goals, and dreams as you get to learn more about each other. All right, we've got that. It's my really organized pile. I like it. Some of you may come across that way, even if you're not, and that's what kind of will be intimidating with this person. This is my first pile. Was a strong mix of it might actually be historical or incoming. So I like it. I like it because I want everybody to be able to find something here. But some of you are asking about your current partner. That's why it's a strong energy and it's great. And you're like, yeah, that is how it happened. And we're happy. Look at you. I like it. So patience. Why the rush? There's no need to rush divine timing. Enjoy the journey because it is worth the wait. I like it. Getting to know each other, being patient in their approach to doing so, like knowing that they would have to be very patient in getting to know you, things like that. I don't know that all the other piles were like this, but I like what we've got here. So let me, shifting gears towards the future, secret admirer. These did fall out. So you may be coming from the secret admirer readings, right? This may be proof for you that this is truly your incoming pile, regardless of where you fall and how you feel. But you may have a secret admirer. I mentioned someone that feels like someone that you don't see, right? You may have someone that you don't see, okay? Or this could be someone that's already observing you, whether you realize it or not. If you're asking about someone specific, this could be confirmation that that person is secretly observing you. And the shifting of gears, there seems to be a bit of a pivot, right? To become a version of themselves where it's like, I don't know. It feels loaded. I don't know what's going on. But I do have Tulip secret admirer readings, okay? So let me get my last card from here. This person sees you as their dream lover, for sure. Okay, we'll see you as that. Like, yeah, no, this is my first pile where I got a strong, like, current vibe. Got fireworks, got love story. Yeah, good for you. I'm glad I had a pile like that because I don't think the first 2 piles were like that. I think I got strong, like, historical in a dated sense, as well as a strong push for incoming. We've got a strong white rose, yes. Like it. I like it. It's a really great pile. So tell me more about this blueberry muffin. My final message for their first impression. Well, there's attraction. So I mean, maybe it's complicated. I don't know, but there is a sense of loyalty here. Okay. Now, the complicated thing, and maybe that's why I'm like, okay, what's all of this complication? This heart, there's a knot. Like this person's like heart's like in knots, okay, in the first impression of you, right? And again, that heart and this loyalty definitely makes it clear, okay, this is someone that's very sure, very certain. It's complicated. They don't know how they're going to get there, but they feel like they will, okay? All right, let me get this advice. I don't know what this rebirth is. This seems to be like some huge transformation, some huge call to action. This feels like my, you know what? This does feel like my group of people. And I hate using these labels because y'all do a lot. Y'all do a lot with them. But like this feels like my pile of people, whether you or this person that kind of believes in like the divine counterparts a lot, right? Like you're like, oh, like this is my like twin flame, like kind of a thing. Okay. I hate using those terms because y'all do y'all make my reading so loaded when we start tapping into energy like that. And it becomes a lot. So let me see. What's your advice? What's my blueberry muffins advice? All right, right in my hand, an incoming energy of defense and courage. Okay, well, have the courage to defend. I don't know what that applies to. I feel like I keep reading defense is kind of a reactionary energy, right? It talks about reading this person's energy if you're asking about someone specific, right? Like, and reacting where you should, right? And something about being courageous in doing so. So some of you might actually be scared of this person, especially if you're on the other side. Because I read one side because it's easier for me because I'm trying not to make this long. But like if you're the side that's really intimidated, it feels like have the courage to react to this person as they engage you, if they engage you, right? And where you're not, it feels like needing, like if this person is courageous in engaging you, like if you're the side that's not all intimidated, it's saying when this person is courageous, or it as they are, be responsive, be receptive, right? Because I use defense as a reaction, right? That's what we talk about. So that is all I have for you today, my pile number 3. Hopefully it resonated, and if it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile number 4, my chocolate muffin. Let's see this person's first impression of you. What's next in love? Their next serious relationship. Why I said it like that? I said their next relationship. So I'm just gonna be honest with you, because these are not gonna be long. I mean, I don't care what you do, get what you need here, but I don't think you should be asking about someone else if that's what you're trying to see. Like if you're trying to see who else, like what someone's next relationship is gonna be, I don't think that's something you should do, but whatever. I'm not gonna drag. So for those of you that are new here, I read past, present, as well as incoming energy. And I do read from a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson and the journey. Now, there is a huge energy of some of you that might be somebody doing that towards you. At the bottom, I have innocence, which is like the daisy and peacock. I don't know if I actually noticed that there's a distinct, because I didn't realize there were 2 cards that reference peacock and this that, because I keep getting that theme. But I have a daisy on the channel, I have a peacock on the channel, so those are your groups, so go to them. I actually just posted a new peacock. So but matter of fact, this is my pile possibly of like the white peacock specifically, because here you got the hermit. Okay, so here I've got this hermit energy with this daisy, this white daisy, this beautiful peacock energy. I have that on the channel. Go, it's your pile. I'm sending you there because it's really good. Okay, but yeah, this person's first impression of you, very innocent, like possibly like to yourself with the hermit energy. It's ruled by sign of Virgo, which is like 6th house. It's acts of service. It's like joy. Not joy. It's like Leo energy. So some of my Leos are stepping in. Good for you. But this is a person that kind of sees you as like worried about your health, like your wellness, your routine, things like that, like your day-to-day, but very innocent, very sweet, okay? And very much like a daisy peacock kind of an energy. So go to those piles, okay? Let me just jump into this. I like what I'm leading with, because I'm not gonna lie, there was a split second where I was super concerned, because I'm like, ooh, please don't ask like what someone else's next serious relationship is. Or some of you might be like asking about a crush. Look at you. Some of you are asking about a crush. You're asking about someone you're interested in. I think that's sweet. Well, I'll see, because I don't know, the shadow was like, ooh, not you being a spy. So really quick, the hilarious thing is, I have like activity going on around me right now because it's like it's a social date for me. So my door opened and closed while I was wrapping up that point, and it's hilarious to me because like I think that was a confirmation, like a door opening, a door closing, and I don't know, it made me feel good about this pile for you. So let me get into this. So let me just get into this. Let me just see what's gonna come out. So let me the first impression for my pile number 4. But yeah, I was like, oh no, it's not, people are spying, you know what I mean? Like some of you, that's a thing. Some of you, that's actually the first impression of like, oh, people are watching the chocolate muffin, or the person, right? Whether we're talking about someone you know or someone that could be incoming. Okay, people like, oh, like people are really watching and paying attention. Because at the bottom of the peacock, and peacock is very expressive. Peacocks attract a lot of attention, right? Especially like the male ones, because that's literally how they attract mates, right? So that's kind of the thing, okay? So that may be symbolic in some way. So tell me more about the first impression with the chocolate muffin. I've got 2. Look at this pink energy. So we've got passion and tranquility. We're not gonna overreact. We're just gonna roll with it so we can knock this out quickly, because I don't want this to be long and I don't feel like this pile needs it. Passion, tranquility. So the first impression, I'm getting a strong first impression possibly of you specifically versus the situation. Maybe I channeled it already, I don't know, but this person feels, this person's first impression of you is that you're very passionate, that you're very easygoing, that you're very tranquil. I don't know what that pink is representing, but like I do have piles. Like I have herbal lattes, so you may be picking the pink piles, or maybe you're being encouraged to go to those pink piles, right? Look at you. So I have aspiration. Yeah, mountain pink, pink and orange, right? That's a thing. I don't know why, but that's a thing. Okay, so aspiration. So this person, their first impression is that they deeply admired you immediately, or will, right? That's what I've got. That's what I've got. But my confirmation on the pink with the mountain pink, okay? So look at you. Look at you. I even heard the words like, I wish I could be as easygoing and even kill as the chocolate muffin. Like some of you have an energy of just being very easygoing, not easily wavered, that this person is like, man, I want to be like that a little bit. Like they were attracted to you, are attracted to you, but it's like, nah, I need to be more like that, right? Like I don't know if it's just in general or when dealing with people or specific situations, but it's like, yeah, I need to be more even kill, right? Like I need to like I want that tranquil vibe. Okay, and some of you, it could be the opposite, like, oh, I want to be that passionate, like I want to have that level of passion, I want to be that content. Okay, yeah, got the God of Wands, 5 of Swords. That's been coming out all day. I don't know what's going on, but the God of Wands is someone that really is no nonsense, if I'm being honest. Like it's a no nonsense vibe. Okay, so it's someone that's like very passionate, very active, very easygoing, is not afraid to like, I guess, offend people or like set boundaries, because 5 Swords is the harshest of boundaries, honestly, because it's like in a worse sense, it could be cutting off your nose to spite your face. It's like I don't need you vibe, you know what I mean? Because like she, in this depiction, she won, right? Like she's licking the sword, the blood off the sword, but like she's alienated herself. Like this is someone that's not concerned about alienating themselves, possibly for the sake of tranquility. So like that's kind of how this person is seeing you. Or some of you, I might be, ooh, I didn't get that in any other pile, because one of the other questions is what's next in love, your next serious relationship. Some of you, I'm describing this next person. Look at you. I did channel an energy of some of you being here for a crush. That's so sweet. At the bottom, we got a 8 of Swords of holding yourself back and restraint. So let me get this last card, take the bottom, and we'll power through those other decks. So let me see. Each pile has had its really unique essence. And I like that. That makes me happy because I do often tell you guys you can pick multiple piles, but even in me saying that and encouraging it where you're called, I want it to be a distinct energy, right? So like if you pick one pile for one person, one pile for another person, that's two different, right? One might be your past, one might be your present, one might be your incoming, one might be the same person in different periods of life, or just, you know what I mean? Like it could just be different. The variety of like variables. So I like a variety of variables, right? So tell me more about the chocolate muffin. What's this first impression? Stable, grounded, but I don't want to fog up the table. Six of Cups is a past tie, past life tie in some instances, historical tie. When we talk about like childhood and just your past and things like that, this could be someone that feels like they have sabotaged with you in the past or like left a bad impression on you in the past. Thinks you have a perception of them due to their past, right? I have that here. So let me see. Yeah, we have that clarity in the Ace of Swords. Someone that could realize, oh, I messed up in the past, whether with you or with someone else, or missed opportunity in the past, I can see in some instances. I don't know. Let me keep pulling these cards. There was a bunch of things that were trying to come through that I couldn't quite clearly get. So tell me about this chocolate muffin. Hey, look at you. Both Libra signs. Opposite side, it's Aries, which technically could be that God of Wands, but like we've got a new romantic cycle begins and a win-win outcome. So Libra season could be relevant. Aries season could very much so be relevant, okay? So we're talking beginning of fall, beginning of spring, okay? And then, yeah. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. So we got a rare opportunity, a rare circumstance, in a shadow sense, an impossible situation to overcome. But I don't really get a strong shadow. I'm just referencing it where that may apply, especially historically, and that Five of Swords of sabotage. We've got Show the World the Real You, which is a full moon in Aquarius. Happens during Leo season, okay? Or before the Leo season, okay? Let's see what this is talking about. Rare and unique circumstances. So I'm describing the person because, oh, that's so sweet. I love it. This is a great pile. I'm so excited for the incoming energy because I'm like, why am I describing the person specifically? I like it, but like, when are we going to get to the what's next in love and like things like that? Rare, unique instances. I'm not supposed to tell you when. I mean, we got some references to potentially when or relevant seasons, things like that, but I'm not supposed to tell you how, because it's literally a part of the destiny. Let me be woo-woo for a second. The destiny and the cards of the surprise element is literally a part of the impression. That's, like I heard the word uncanny, that's part of how it's meant to happen. You're not supposed to know the how specifically or even the full depth of it, because that's critical to the journey, critical to the connection, is that unique surprise element, right? Aquarius is shocks and surprises. It's ruled by that planet Uranus, which is like technology and all of the things like that, like electricity, like shocks and surprises, unique circumstances and people, right? The unexpected, right? The curveball. So that's part of it, like the believing the impossible, the blue moon situational aspect of it is why I'm not going to get too much of that. But I think that's sweet. I think that's cute. I like that. Look at you. So let me mind my business and keep moving on and read what we can read. So pile number 4, my chocolate muffin. What's this person's first impression of my pile number 4? Okay, house 3, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So that's kind of similar to that 6 of Cups, right? We've got It's ruled by Sun and Gemini in the spring. So, and I don't know why I'm keep like referencing like the seasons. I don't know what's going on, but some of you need to know that. But House 3 talks about communication. It talks about like I associate it with like localized energy because it's like short travels and things like that. So like when you travel by car, when you're walking, things like that, those could be relevant themes. But everything associated with like localized, like smaller, I heard tight knit community based energy, right? And then I've got this house 7 here, relationships and partnerships. But we got Aries, which is independence, bravery, and passion. You've got passion 2 times. Look at you. So this person's definitely going to see you as very passionate when we talk about the surprise element incoming, right? Like something about it is very passionate, very independent, very brave, right? Very self-identified in the best way, right? Very comfortable in your skin with tranquility and show the world the real you. That's kind of how this person is seeing you in their first impression of you. I like it. It's so sweet. And I feel like I've described you and or this person in enough depth to where you'll like be like, oh yeah, this is my pile, for those of you where it's incoming when it happens. But I can't give you too many specifics on this right here, okay? So yeah, let me pull. I got 3 more decks and I'll get your advice and we'll pull it out. So my pile number 4, my chocolate muffin. What is next in love? The next serious relationship. I don't know if I made the point in the beginning when my door opened, but like it was kind of like, what's this person? Like I got a vibe of someone like trying to see what the next serious relationship was for someone else. Like you're trying to ask about a crush. I thought that was really cute because at first I was like, ooh, don't be asking about somebody else's business like that when you could just be asking about your own. Like, why do you have time for that? And I'm not judging those of you that are doing that for like a part of your healing process. I'm completely not. I would encourage you to prioritize your own journey. I definitely would, but like that was not a judgment. That was a, I'd rather you not do it, right? But some of you are like, I have a crush and I want to see, like, I want to make sure that it's going to be with me. And that's so cute. Look at you. Sometimes you guys come through with a really sweet energy. I think I got it at the very beginning. I think I got that innocence card. Y'all, look at you. So I'm telling you, this is either going to be a very passionate person or this person is going to see you as a very passionate person. Because look at you. And I'm gonna be honest with you, some of you, even if you're not super passionate, because some of you are just really even keel, this is a person that will bring out so much passion in you. You got that word 3 times. Look at you, right? Look at you. Passion, passion, passion. Okay, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. This is why I use so many decks, because I like the synchronicities, and you guys love it. You love it so much that it happens even more. So let me get this card. So tell me about I thought one flipped. So let me put it this way, that way I can tell. My chocolate muffin next. Yeah, I mentioned all of that passion. The letter P could be relevant. The letter P could be relevant. I got 3 passions, and then playfulness is your card that came out. So to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Something about childlike energy, because this is early childhood, things you would have learned in early childhood, as well as things you've held on from early childhood, or just like childlike experiences, as well as 6 of Cups being a childhood energy. And you know, it mentions inner youthful spirit. This is someone that make you feel like really young. I like it because this feels like crush energy. So this is so sweet because I do all of these crush readings. So go to the ones I sent you to if you're new, especially. This is my one pile where this person's first impression was crush. Like they had a crush immediately, or have a crush immediately, will have a crush immediately. Like, oh, I have a crush on the pile 4. It's so childish. Like that's what this person, some of you, this person's perception is like, ooh, that's so childish of me. Why do I have a crush? That's cute. I like it. Some of you, that's your impression. if you're asking about someone specific or what your impression would be. But it's sweet, it's passionate, right? But in a very innocent way. We did get that innocent card. It's very playful, someone that makes you feel really good, right? I like it. This is what I want for y'all, and it is new love. So a new person has stirred your romantic feelings, okay? That's confirmation of the crush energy. It doesn't mean that if you're asking about your crush specifically that it's not them, because I don't want some of you to overreact and take it that way, right? New love is new love. So early stages, if you're asking about someone really early stages with, and even if you're asking about like your current partner, where it's like really great, I like it because it feels like you're like, yeah, I remember when I met this fool. It was nice. It was sweet. That's what I've got here. I like this pile. It's great energy. So, yeah, dreams, memories, and even past lives. So that's definitely confirmation of those of you like in steady, long-term connections. Vivid dreams, past life. Okay. Some of you, this person's first impression is like, oh, I've had dreams of this person, of like past life connection. Like if they're really like heavy like that, could be like, this is what I've dreamed of. Not saying like all like chaotic, but just in a like this could be someone that has dreams or you have dreams, okay? And this could be at any stage of the connection actually, because one of my questions is next serious relationship. So that could be a thing because we do have ready for love. So let me get my one card. I'll take that last deck and get your advice, okay? Okay, it's a 5. What's my pile number? Okay. Well, we got incoming energy of self-love and slowing down. As you love who you are, you become more confident in your relationships and with yourself. This person's impression of you is very confident, very self-loving, but self-caring, very easygoing with that tranquil, like not being rushed, very patient, very easygoing, right? And it says just because we want something so bad doesn't mean we have to rush into it. Take a moment to talk with your partner or self to reflect on what is best. So yes, self-love, slowing down, letter S could be relevant in some way because self-love, slowing down, and at the bottom of your deck, you've got security, right? Very confident, very secure in yourself. This may be a person I'm describing, right? What is yours will always be yours. This love is secured by the divine. With this Aries next to the security card that I'm pushing into frame more, let me just move it. Like it's not gonna fit, it's fine. Because I only have one more deck, but it feels like someone that's like immediately like, oh, I'm going for the chocolate muffin, I'm going for pile 4, and like kind of, some of you it's kind of like a staking claim kind of an energy, right? Like I'm very certain that this is going to be someone I'm pursuing. Like I've decided whether they do so actively in that incoming moment or not. Like I've got that. Why is this? And I even got like someone saying like because self-love feels like talking to yourself, like slow down, just calm down, like slow down, don't overreact to pile 4, right? Like ground with security. Like that's kind of what I got, okay? I've got commitment at the bottom of your reset here, and then we've got sweet honey. Love to see it for you. So let me get I've got single. Some of you are asking specific questions and I normally ignore them, but I can hear it. S is definitely a relevant letter, but I'm telling you, because some of you are like asking about somebody specific, you're like trying to see if they're single and all the things. I think it's really sweet. I have so many readings. Go to all of those other readings if you have all of those questions, okay? Okay, my last card before my advice for my pile number 4. Their first impression, what's next in love. Okay, ooh, it's all ominous. We've got love song, so that could be relevant here. It's like music, yeah, crush immediately, right? Like a song in love. Opening, I have skeleton key readings. We got emotional support. I have skeleton key readings. You can go to those, but I have an opening. Like this is a person whose heart opened up immediately, will open up immediately, right? Has opened up immediately, right? Very secure, very open. Okay, so let me get this advice since this pile is so great. Some of you are just tapping in with your energy. At the bottom you have financial security. When I split, you have confidence, the bee spirit. Did I just see honey? I think I just saw honey. So you've got the honey bee with the crown. I do have skeleton key readings like that. Go to those. Go to those. There is a playlist. So pile number 4, concealment. So this talks about the card concealment talks about wearing a mask. You have showed the world the real you. It talks about revealing, right? It talks about revelation and taking off your mask, right? Being open with this person, right? Because we're at the advice. Because I felt like for a split second, some of you were like, wait, what's she talking about? We're at the advice. We're closing the reading. Some of you weren't paying attention. That's on you. Go back a couple of seconds, but we're at the point where we're at the advice. It says to show the world the real you here. We're taking off the mask. That's the advice, is to take off the mask of concealment and chase good fortune. I don't know, like chase good fortune, or the mask of revealing the mask of concealment will lead to good fortune. That's what I think I'm getting, because we do have show the world the real you. I did get that heavy energy where I thought it was a shadow, and some of you it is, of someone like kind of asking about other people's business. And it's like, I think some of you are just like watching, like maybe on social media, I don't really know, like you're looking into someone else's energy. Like you're not looking for yourself, you're looking to see about this person. And that's funny. And it's saying to take off your mask, and that'll lead to good fortune, okay? Because show the world you. And go to all of those readings I sent you to. If you've already watched them, then good for you. That's your confirmation. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. My chocolate muffin. That is all I have for you today. My pile number 4. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching.